Hey guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please support this podcast by going to talkmurder.com/join and becoming a Talco Supremo. Unless you live under a rock or on the North Sentinel Island, you've seen this movie, or at least can reference it from this iconic line.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
For us 30-somethings, we definitely remember the 1996 release of this instant cult classic, Scream, and how it caused 16-year-old babysitters across the nation to go on strike, demanding fresher cookies and an increase in pizza delivery money. Well, maybe that didn't happen, but what this blockbuster did cause was far more sinister. Armed with a video camera and a few knives, we ride backseat with two troubled teens who are hell-bent on creating their own horror classic.
Hey guys, welcome back to Talk Murder to Me. We're here tonight on Taco Thursday, which is actually Wednesday.
Ooh. Tell us what's in the drink, Jen.
All right, so this is a blueberry scream. I'm actually renaming it the blue raspberry scream because it called for blueberry schnapps, but we only had raspberry and UV blue. So I mixed those together. I feel like that would equal blueberry schnapps. It also calls for vodka as well, just regular vodka, a splash of whiskey sour mix, but then I just felt like it really needed something else, so I put some Sprite in there as well.
It tastes like one of those freezer pops.
Yes!
Oh, those are my favorite. Maybe I should savor this and enjoy it.
That is what it tastes like. It's like the ones that should be in the little tube.
Like
frozen.
the ones they have in Charleston.
That
Or
like
the
cut your,
liquor pops.
Yeah.
Or
cut your mouth.
the Mondo drinks, the blue ones.
Mondo drinks.
In the little plastic bottles. It was like a 90s thing. And they had a top
Mondo.
that you took,
I remember that.
you took the top off. Oh, speaking of 90s, guys, I have big news.
I know what you're going to say.
Okay, so they're reopening Discovery Zone.
Actually, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, what were you going to say?
Dunkaroos are going to come back.
Yes, I heard this, and I heard they're making Dunkaroo Oreos.
Dunkaroos were the best things ever.
You know what would be the best situation in the 90s ever?
Huh? They bring back colored ketchup?
That was like early 2000s.
No, was it?
Yeah.
All right,
The purple
well,
and the green, it was gross.
I know.
I had
were
the
they
green. I
thinking?
think it sat in our refrigerator for literally like 7 years before my family was like, we need to get rid of this because no one ever eats it.
It ain't right. It just ain't right.
It was very strange. Yes, so the best situation for a 90s kid would definitely be sitting at Discovery Zone while snacking on your Dunkaroos and your Mondo drinks before you go through the obstacle course and celebrate by sliding down the roller slides.
So, the hint tonight was Scream. The movie Scream.
I do like that movie.
I've never seen it.
What?
I know, but isn't that where Courtney Cox and David Arquette met?
Yes. It's a great movie. Like, it's not terribly scary. It's funny scary.
I've seen Scary Movie, which I know they based some
Yeah.
of it off of Scream.
I like all the Scream movies. I think we should make that a priority this coming October.
Well, those are not on my scratch
You don't like
off
horror
list.
movies.
I do like Scream, though.
All right, so where are we going and who are we killing tonight? Nicole?
So I think it's a similar premise where a girl is stalked by a killer who killed her mom. I think that's the premise of the story.
For some reason, my brain is saying Kansas. Don't ask me why, because I've never seen Scream. But I'd like to think that maybe it was just someone that wore a mask and was like killing people, and that's why they went to Scream. Or maybe the victims like screamed, which is actually kind of morbid as a guess, but also not inaccurate, maybe?
I think it's inaccurate.
Yeah, that's what I said. Inaccurate.
No, I'm pretty sure he said inaccurate, plus it's on recording, so I can always just go back and check.
You know, you don't have to be a dick to me, John. Why don't you go read a poem?
And shall we do some surprise shots?
I guess so. Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
Kahlua.
It's the Godiva. And
That was good.
Yeah, it was.
and whiskey.
False. That is our Bailey's chocolate version of Irish cream with the praline.
Oh, I thought it was Godiva Bailey's. Wasn't it Godiva Bailey's?
I don't know. It's chocolate flavored, and so is Godiva, right? Godiva's chocolate?
Yeah, that's what I said. I got half of it right.
Well, I don't know if it's Godiva chocolate or just chocolate. You gotta be specific.
It was Godiva. Because it's a gold fancy bottle.
Oh, whatever. I mean, it's Irish. Speaking of Irish, guys.
Irish guys.
Perhaps.
You mean alcoholics? Shit.
That joke did not sit well with me, sir.
Directionally accurate.
A couple of things. Number one, I ordered a new shirt for the upcoming Greenville show, which is on the 15th of February.
Excellent.
It's a baseball tee
Nice.
with the Kelly Green sleeves. And I know the poll was very close. I put up on my Jen Collins Facebook page. I think it's still open for a couple of days, and I think it was very close with the green, but versus the gray with the red sleeves. And maybe I'll order one of those once I get paid again next week.
Yeah.
But for right now, I'm sorry. I went with the green, so sorry to y'all who voted for the other one.
All right, Nicole. So tonight we are going to somewhere where it is illegal for a person to fish while they are riding the back of a camel.
Egypt?
We're also going... No.
I love laws like this and rules like this. It's like from How I Met Your Mother. Like, rules don't exist unless somebody has actually done it before. Like, no skateboarding in the restaurant. Like, that sign's only there because somebody's done it before.
In South Carolina, you can only beat your wife on the courthouse steps on Sunday morning.
Well,
That's
great.
why we go to Columbia every Sunday.
Well, I'm glad we're not married yet.
We're also going to a place where it's the only state seal in the United States that was designed by a woman. Boo.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more hint because those were just impossible.
Those were hard.
I'm going to give you...
I do have a guess, but I've got something in my mind. But
What's it start with?
No, I'm going to let you keep going.
Okay. This is your last hint.
Do I get a hint?
No, you don't get a guess. Only Nicole.
You get to steal.
For our third place geography beater winner, I'm going to say one word, and you tell me the first state that comes to your mind.
Okay. Similar to, what was it? The Hills Have Eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Well, it's like two words. Well, it's like two words in a hyphen. French fried potatoes.
Idaho.
Idaho. There you go. Very good. Idaho is 2/3 of our supplier of potatoes.
Yeah.
All the McDonald's, the Five Guys.
Yeah, Five Guys, when they put like
Chick-fil-A.
today's potatoes came from. They're usually Idaho.
McDonald's French fries right now.
Oh,
but
me too. What the fuck?
Sorry,
I've been
sorry.
so good
so
lately.
good.
What?
Yeah.
You've lost 8 pounds.
8 pounds. Good job, John.
Yeah.
I've also lost 8 pounds.
Oh, good job, Nicole. I lost 4 pounds.
I got my
Nice.
balls snipped off, so that was about 4 pounds right
Oh,
there.
that's a lot of weight to be carrying.
Yeah,
there.
so
Wait, what do you mean? I just bought you some ball wash
oh
products.
shit! Wow, fuck! I guess I'm in a pickle.
Wait. You said there was a 2-part. Was the answer 2-part or was the
French fry, I think, is what he was going with, which is not a hyphenated word.
Yes, it is. French fries hyphenated. It's supposed to be because
not.
it is because it's a fry and a French describes it. Okay, so tonight we're going to Pocatello, Idaho, and it's a very interesting town. Jesus Christ. It sounds just like his name. I'm on TripAdvisor now, and if you go to Pocatello, Idaho, be sure to go by the number 1 spot of things to do.
Is it a potato farm?
This is from the 15 best things to do in Pocatello, Idaho. You see, number 1 is the Museum of Clean.
Oh.
There's like brooms. It's like a broom
I
museum.
wonder if they'll tell the history of like
What?
sweeping and then progress from brooms to sweepers to Roombas.
It's
Oh
like
my God, yes.
it's a-
Consuela's in there.
It's a museum of broom.
Okay, quick question.
Let's see some of the photos
I mean,
of these bad
sure,
boys.
if we were driving through this town, would we go there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Clean, look at that statue.
Oh, cool, yeah. Oh, that's not Mr. Clean. He's not bald. And he's not got, he doesn't have a six pack.
That's Ron. His name is Ron.
Fucking Ron? Are you
might-
serious?
Whatever, Ron.
Get the fuck out of here, Ron.
I think he's a janitor.
What do you think they used to clean the museum with?
Wait, white gloves. Literally, oh wait, go back
broom
like 3.
out
Go,
the shelf.
go back like 3. Literally
Look
the
at this
sign.
guy.
Oh, he looks like Mr. Clean's brother.
He looks like he belongs
His
in a
uncle.
museum of brooms.
Here, I'm not
Holy
making.
shit, look at all these
I
vacuum
want
cleaners.
those. Oh, vacuums. Oh, look
This
at those
is
shoes.
so weird.
All right, so the sign that you went by a couple of slides ago was literally white gloves.
Look at this guy. All right, anyway, that's the things to do if you...
No, wait, what's number 2?
if you hate your life.
No, I actually really want to go to this museum
Or if
now.
you've done everything else in the world. It's like the fucking last thing to do.
No, I would do that before.
But
a
that's
couple
the
other
number
things.
1 attraction in Pocatello, where
Like,
we're
I
going
think I would
tonight.
go to that museum before I ran a marathon.
All right, this girl right here is Cassie Jo Stoddart. And where can I find these pictures at? I mean, I'm listening to this episode right now.
go to
Where can I go?
talkmurder.com.
Yeah, talkmurder.com, bitches.com. It's talkmurderbitches.com. All right, this is
Is that
Cassie.
domain available?
This is Cassie Jo Stoddart. I'm going to just show you some pictures of her. There's another one. So how old is she?
19.
16.
Very good, Nicole. She's 16. They're starting high school. And here's one
Is
more.
this in the early 2000s?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Go ahead and describe her for us, if you will.
Eyeliner.
Yeah, like kind of emo-ish face. Long brown hair,
Studded belt.
thin eyebrows, puka shell necklace.
Middle finger picture. In chemistry class.
All right, we're going to September 22nd, 2006, people. All right, this is Cassie Jo Stoddart. Go to talkmurder.com. I'm going to read some of what the brother has said in a recent interview. Obviously, she's deceased. So this is the one and only victim of tonight's story. But this is from the Idaho Journal, the Idaho State Journal.com, and the headline is Remembering Cassie Jo, Brother Opens Up on 10th Anniversary of Grisly Murder. So he says a little bit about his sister, quote, when we were younger, we were raised by our grandparents quite a bit. Cassie was always the headstrong one out of our siblings. She was the only one I always looked up to, even though she wasn't the oldest one. And he continues by saying this, if you want to read this, Nicole.
Me and her were always into the same stuff and going to the same places, he said. We did everything together, even though we would argue and stuff, just like any other sibling. I just miss having my sister right there, a grade above me. I felt like I was always a step behind her, looking up to her. She was really a role model. She was really smart, doing good, and had a lot going for her.
She was also very artistic as well. Quote, our mom actually has some of her drawings hung up on the wall. She had all of her favorite artists hanging up in the room too. Now she's 16 at the time of the murder. She is the victim here. She gets murdered. So that's her. Go to talkmurder.com to see. She's 16 years old. She's got all A's. I believe she wanted to go to law school. I did see somewhere where she did want to attend law school, and she makes excellent grades, straight A's all across the board. She's a very hard worker. And she was actually in the process of buying her own car. So in order to do that, okay, tell me when this doesn't sound like the movie Scream, okay?
Okay.
When I tell you this story. In order to do that, she needs to make some of her own cash, and she does that by
Babysitting?
Close. House sitting.
Oh.
Was Scream wasn't babysitting, it was house sitting.
I can't remember.
Yeah, there was no baby there, house sitting. Now, she was very motivated and driven, and she decided to not only earn money, but also show her parents that she was responsible enough, as a 16-year-old.
Independent, yeah.
Independent, because she was getting some perks I'll tell you about in a minute. But she was house sitting for her uncle on the weekends, her aunt and uncle. Now, it's a 15-minute drive from her home, and this is it right here. You see it's kind of remote in the woods. Very nice driveway,
Yeah,
it's a very nice home.
It looks like you're driving into a mansion or a huge lake house or something.
Yeah, it's very, very large. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of problems in selling this property. I've seen a lot of articles where they can't sell it.
Why? How much is it?
It's a murder house.
Yeah, ooh, deal breaker.
But anyway, now about 5:30 p.m. she arrives there. Now this is a Friday. So her whole weekend is going to be at this house sitting. They don't even have a dog or a baby or anything, just staying at the house. They're paying her to do that. Most people would just turn the lights off. I don't know what the fuck. But house sitting, I just never heard of this before. How do I get this job? Anyway, now cell phones, and you guys weren't born yet, but cell phones didn't actually work out there because it's so remote, so far up. And
wait a minute, we weren't born. This is 2006.
We were in high school, bro.
16.
Well, all right, smartphones didn't exist, but they did have those flip phone, the motor razors.
In 2006, I had a Nextel walkie-talkie telephone. That's what I had. It was the bomb.
I have that shit in 2020. The house we're going to is on Whispering Cliffs, so you can tell it's kind of fancy. About 5:30 p.m. she arrives there. It is a Friday. Now, her mom drops her off, so she looks around, and she's kind of freaked out already because she's, like I read somewhere where she's really afraid of the dark, stuff like that. Like, she's already kind of freaking out. Okay. Someone knocks on the door. Damn, I wish y'all have saw that movie. This is the exact plot of Scream.
I've seen it. It's just been a really long time.
I haven't, but, surprised me.
This is literally the exact plot. She's scared. Someone knocks on the door. Oh, no. Okay, she goes to the door.
That sounds like me a couple years ago when I first moved in and the exterminators came.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
Who are these people?
I was like, I had to call them and be like, are we expecting exterminators? Because exterminators just don't, show up back in Massachusetts. I mean,
they were there today, actually.
Yeah, they had to do their termite inspection.
Really?
They come every quarter.
Well, at that time, I didn't know, so I literally was afraid to answer the door, and I was like, are we expecting anybody?
All right, so she goes to the door. She opens it up. And there's Matthew Beckham, the boyfriend. This is the exact plot of Scream. But now, so what's different from the movie is, her mom knew that the boyfriend was coming over. They really trusted the boyfriend and all this stuff. They're about the same age. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they were going to spend all day together, which was fine with both their moms, but not spending the night, right?
Right.
Because, they're still 16. They're hanging out, all this stuff. Now, at 8:30 p.m., there's another knock on the door. They're watching a movie, eating some popcorn, not having premarital sex.
No, never.
Everything is chaste. It's a PG-13 movie.
What?
Oh, PG-13 now doesn't mean anything. This is... PG-13 is pretty much full frontal today.
No.
Back into the 2000s, it might not have been.
We watched the weirdest fucking movie last night.
Oh, yeah,
What
Cam.
was it called? The State of the Union
No,
address?
it's called Cam.
No.
Cam.
It was about, this girl who does, video,
It's pretty good.
It was good, but there was, a lot of naked girls in there, and I was like, what
Yeah, like I said, it was good.
Uh-huh.
But
I started to watch a movie with Melissa McCarthy called Can You Ever Forgive Me? It's pretty good so far. It's a drama, though, which is an unfamiliar role for her.
All right, at 8:30 p.m., a guy named Lee Draper and Torey Adamcik Now, Torey, Torey, is the guy. Adamcik is actually Adamcik. It's like the H is silent or something.
There's no H.
Yeah, there's no H. Anyway, they come over there. Now, both of these guys are avid movie gurus or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, you see a lot of movies. You're like a movie fan.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they start watching this. They're actually watching one of the Kill Bill movies all together.
Kill Bill.
So these two boys that come over are friends with Matthew Beckham, and actually they're all friends because they're all in like this close clique, right? So they're all good friends. But Matt actually told them to come over, and he kind of promised them that there'd be a big party. Okay. And then they got there was no party. So it was basically just these two other boys being third wheel.
Three boys.
Oh,
Three
I know what
boys.
it's supposed to be, the
a
third
big
wheel.
A big sausage fest here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have a confession to make.
What?
What? You like sausage?
I threw a party when I was when my parents weren't home once.
Really?
Did anyone show up?
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, continue.
Oh no, I'm done.
Are you really mad? That was a joke. Go ahead. What happened at the party? How many people did you have? 20? 30?
6. Which was a large turnout for me, okay?
Including you?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we just move on. All right. 6. Okay. All right. So,
See, babe, you thought you were being funny, but it turns out it was mean.
why she's laughing too?
Hey, to be fair, I never had a house party, nor did I ever go to a house party when I was in high
I
school.
have one.
I never went to
Nobody
one when I was in
wants to
high
fucking
school.
hear about you and
There was
people that
probably,
came
I don't know,
here
75
party.
people there. But, you know, I was really popular.
I was not.
I'm just kidding.
I went to an all-girls school, so it didn't matter.
Pom-pom.
So did I. I'm just kidding. All right, fuck, let's move on. You guys are
angry?
slow in this process. All right.
Oh, we are.
So they come over, they all start watching Kill Bill. Now, these two boys, they're 16, you know, and they're like movie connoisseurs, you know, if you can be a movie connoisseur at 16. They're like, you know what, this horror movie sucks.
You can be a big fan. I like Kill Bill.
This movie sucks.
Kill Bill is great.
I know, it's a great movie. But they were like, this movie sucks. We should go see a horror movie. I like horror movies. So there was a movie called The Pulse, which I haven't seen. It probably just is amazing.
Probably blows.
It's probably amazing. And that was playing about 10 o'clock at the local theater, and they were going to go see that. So they leave about 9:30, and now Matt Beckham and Cassie Jo are alone on the couch.
They're making out and dry humping. Yes.
Dry humping. Now, so around 9:30, those two boys leave, and then they're, as Nicole said, dry humping on the couch. Okay.
Like in that movie, the teacher, what was that teacher movie? Bad Teacher.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
Justin
yeah.
Timberlake and
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz, yeah.
Now, just like the movie Scream, literally the exact movie plot.
Approximately 15 minutes after Adamcik and Draper departed, the power at Whispering Cliffs residence went out. At the time, Beckham called his mother to ask for permission to stay the night. However, permission was denied.
So I remember I told you how Cassie Jo was like scared of the dark.
Sure.
And I'm sure that she just wanted him to spend the night anyway.
Sure, I'm
you know, 'cause-
scared.
Yeah,
Help
exactly.
me.
But
Cuddle with me.
so, but now the power goes out and cell phones don't work. And now she's really freaking out. Okay, the power just cuts. It was only for like a few minutes, but then he calls his mom. He's like, Mom, please, I want to spend the night. Because
The power went out. She's scared.
The power went out, yeah. And then mom's like, no, you're only 16. That could lead to premarital sex, stuff like that. So he goes home. Then another strange occurrence happens. If you want to go to talkmore.com to see the photo, this is the windows above. This is, you see these shards of glass?
Sure.
So this is in the basement.
Ooh.
And it's basically a door off the basement, and the window broke. The glass shattered. And she heard it. It was loud. It was like, psh. So now just, I mean,
Shit's
literally, you could
getting real.
You could literally watch the movie Scream. It's the exact same plot. But anyway.
How long ago did Scream come out in comparison to this story?
A few years. I know it was definitely out, but
I think Scream was like 1999, maybe.
yeah, sounds about right.
Oh, so it was like almost.
It was definitely
by
before
then.
9/11. Let's fast forward 2 days after that glass breaks.
Okay.
What do you think happened?
We find a body. At the trial, the jury heard extensive forensic testimony documenting and analyzing Stoddart's wounds. The medical examiner, Dr. Steve Skomal, performed the autopsy on Stoddart on September 25, 2006. Dr. Skomal determined that the cause of Stoddart's death was stab wounds to the trunk. In all, Dr. Skomal documented 35 knife-related wounds on Stoddart's body, 12 of which
35.
were potentially
30.
fatal.
I said 30. Wait,
30 knife.
30 knife. 30 knife
knife-
wounds. Oh my God.
30 knife-related wounds on Stoddart's body, 12 of which were potentially fatal. The state also had forensic pathologist Dr. Charles Garrison examine Stoddart's body. Dr. Garrison testified, "It's my opinion that there were at least 2 knives used, one of which was a non-serrated blade, and one of which was a serrated blade."
Do y'all know the difference?
Yes.
Okay, because I can pull out my big knife.
We know.
Please don't.
In general, the majority of the potentially fatal wounds that Dr. Skamal listed were inflicted with the serrated blade. However, wound number 1, which struck the right ventricle of Stoddart's heart, was inflicted by a non-serrated blade, consistent with Dr. Garrison's testimony, and was potentially fatal.
We know the phone was disconnected, but we don't know if there was actually a call that was made, like the movie. You know, do you like scary movies? Kind of, because that's like the main plot of Scream. But this is her on her autopsy. Now, the thing about these photos, and go to talkmore.com to see these photos, because they're really hard to find, actually. That's a 2-day-old dead body. Okay,
So they didn't find
not
her for 2
freshly
days.
dead. Yeah, she's been dead. And this picture makes it more clear. You see how it's. I mean, what you're looking at now is she's been dead for 2 days. You see, kind of like
The
it's
skin's
weird.
yellowing.
Yeah, exactly, yellowing, and it's like
Blue.
blood's pulling up because there's no circulation. You see, like on her shoulder, it's pulling up there. It's kind of interesting. I mean, we've seen a lot of bodies on this fucking podcast, so now, like, I could definitely tell this 2 days old. I feel like a fucking mortician.
You know, they make pretty good money.
This is more of a close up.
You can
see
kinda
the
tell
bruising.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that the blade wasn't serrated there in that big cut.
Yeah, that's a huge cut. You see, and I forgot what the term was. I know we did it on one podcast, but you see how the blood is all pulled back here.
Yep.
Looks like it's bruised. It's not bruised. It's just the blood pulls. That's because she was laying on her back.
She was laying on that side.
She's
It's
laying on that
interesting that the blood is like still pooling outside though. If it's 2 days, or is that where she was found, or is this on the
No, this is on the autopsy table.
So look at how that blood is still coming out, though, wouldn't it?
No, I
congeal?
think she was on her back. I'm pretty sure she was on her back.
But
That's
look,
why this.
But there's puddles on the table. Like, wouldn't it congeal, or am I just not understanding how blood works?
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. It does look congealed actually, because that's like fresh blood, but this looks like it's thick. Right
But
here.
but wouldn't
wouldn't
it
it
not
not come
pour
out?
out? Jinx. Well, that's been a long
I don't
time
know,
since we've
because
done that
if
before.
she's in one position the whole time and then you turn her body for the first time, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
In response to a subsequent question from the prosecutors as to whether wound number 1 was potentially fatal, Dr. Skamal answered in the affirmative. Dr. Garrison testified that at least 2 knives were used in the murder of Stoddart, one with a serrated blade and another with a non-serrated blade. Dr. Garrison based this conclusion on the fact that some of the wounds contained excoriations and tears around their edges, which is consistent with the use of a knife with serrated blades, while other wounds contained no such excoriations or tears, which is consistent with the use of a knife with a non-serrated blade.
All right, so obviously the boyfriend did it.
Well,
Your willingness to admit that right away makes me think maybe not.
All right, so let me see. Well, who do y'all? What happened here? She's
I
dead.
think it
You
was
saw
one of
her
the
body.
friends. It was one of the friends who left.
She was literally on the floor with 30-something stab wounds, 2 knives, one serrated, one not, and
So one came from the kitchen.
no, none of them came from the kitchen, actually.
Oh, okay, wow.
Well, is it 2 different killers because they used 2 different
But in the
knives?
movie Scream, and I haven't seen this since literally 2001, but I believe that she goes into the kitchen and then sees the knife block that the knife is missing. I'm pretty sure. So I think in Scream, he used the kitchen knife, if I'm not mistaken. John Gansky, now he's the lieutenant from the Idaho State Police. He actually was the lead investigator on this case. He says, quote, "We got a different feeling from Matt. Everything he said appeared to be truthful, but he lacked any emotion. We were really puzzled about why his girlfriend had just been murdered and he wasn't really emotional about it." Okay? Complete emotionless psychopath killer.
Potentially.
Yes, sir. One of the boys, Brian Draper, he was interviewed first. Now, the first interview was not recording. Keep that in mind. It's going to be very important because he's a minor, obviously. Now, he claims that after they left, they went to, quote, go through cars, which basically means steal radios out of cars and stuff like that, right? What all 16-year-old boys do. Anyway, they were going through cars and then they went to see The Pulse, okay, at the movie theater. All right. On Tuesday, September 26th, so about 4 days after, they interviewed him again. Now, his parents weren't there for this one either.
That's
And-
convenient.
He tells them, the Pulse movie and everything, and they ask him, okay, what was it about? He actually couldn't tell them what it was about. He couldn't tell who was acting in it, or he couldn't even tell them the plot line.
Well,
of
it
the
sounds like
movie.
it was a pretty fucking shitty movie, so maybe
Either
that's
that or maybe
why.
he smoked some pot before he went to the movies.
Yeah,
and
but
didn't
at
pay
least
attention.
fucking
But
look
if
it
there
up.
was no name, if it was like a movie with no name actors or something like that,
Yeah, but you would remember it 4 days later.
if there was a no name actor, I wouldn't
You
be
would
able to name.
completely forget everything about the movie.
Okay, that's a
Well,
stretch.
it depends. Okay, so but what else do people use the movies as a guise for? Like maybe he bought a ticket to the movie and then he made out with his friend's girlfriend at the
That's
movie
a
theater.
really, really good point, Jen. That's an excellent point. You actually brought me to one of my points that I put on here. They actually could be lying about the movie because, as Jen said, they were doing other stuff like, getting BJs behind the high school or something.
I mean,
or
I
whatever.
do work in education. I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday.
And because the ticket lady, who was also a student at that school and not friends, but acquaintances with both the boys
Free tickets.
and Matt and Cassie, said that they never came and bought tickets to the movie. Now, Vic Pearson, which was the prosecuting attorney, said, quote, both Matt and Torey are self-proclaimed movie addicts. And when asked, somebody that holds themselves out to be a movie expert, they should be able to tell you what that movie's about unless they just didn't go see it. End quote. Okay, now let me show you Brian Draper. Now, this is the 16-year-old Brian Draper. And this story, like Draper, it always reminds me of Don Draper.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, or a great show.
I'm still watching it.
So good.
That's Brian Draper. Go ahead and
Wait, who
describe
is
him.
that?
Brian Draper.
Brian
Yeah,
Draper
yeah,
like
yeah.
7 times.
No, I
What
know
the
his.
fuck?
Never mind.
She
You
means
know
who
him?
is he to the story? He's a friend of Matt's who
Okay.
who went over to the
Yeah.
house but left early.
And this
Oh,
is
okay. He was one of the people who left early.
yeah, that's the other guy. That's
Yeah.
Torey, Torey Adamcik.
I think it was one of these two. Calling it.
I don't
What do you
know.
think, Jen?
The white kid looks pretty guilty.
They're both white. What the fuck are you
That
talking?
guy's Latino.
No, he's not Latino.
Oh, please delete this then.
I'm leaving it.
No, please put it in the bloopers if anything
he could
future
be,
John.
I don't know, Italian. Like, he's very
he kind of
dark.
looks. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
he's
Question.
what's his last name?
Draper.
Oh,
I don't
That's
know.
what. Maybe his last name's giving it away. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe his mom is Latino.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so
Also, what is Tori short for?
that's
like in
his
girls-
name. Torey.
Torrance, maybe?
Oh, in
maybe
in
Torrance.
girls, it's like usually Victoria.
I don't know.
Okay, all right, let's get on with it.
I've
Now,
not heard it for a male.
Brian Draper, this guy, he shows up to the polygraph test, and this is every detective's dream right here from what I figured out. He shows up to the polygraph test crying. Like, what? It's like,
Aww. I'm so sorry.
It's
Very
like,
stressful time for him, John. Have some sympathy.
but no, but it's just like the detective's like, is there something you want to tell me here? You know?
We can just skip this whole polygraph part and
Yeah.
go straight to confession, dude.
Maybe he was just sad.
All right, so here's what he said.
He
They
didn't wanna
said they
get butt
went
raped.
back after they left. Him and Torey went back because he actually unlocked the basement door, which you'll hear him say in a second because I got an interview of him now in prison. He said this is all a prank. It was a prank. It's
That went
always
bad?
been a prank, and it just went bad. They were turning off the lights on and off, all this stuff.
Well, you know how they say you don't bring a knife to a gunfight? You don't bring a knife to a prank either. Like,
All right, go ahead and read this person that's not drunk.
Nah. Draper initially repeated that Adamcik was the only person who stabbed Stoddart. After one of the officers asked whether Draper stabbed Stoddart to keep Adamcik from turning on him, Draper nodded. Draper then admitted to stabbing Stoddart 4 times in the legs and chest. Draper said that Adamcik had told him, "You need to stab her. You need to stab her." After stabbing Stoddart in the leg, Draper stated that Adamcik told him, "It's not going to work. She has to die." Shortly after, at about 13 minutes into the interview, Draper asked if he could see his parents, and the officers ended the interview.
All right, so basically, Draper's like, "Oh, Torey did it. He, it was supposed to be a prank, and then he rose his arm, and I saw him stabbing. I was like, oh my God." And then he said, quote, "I have to do it. I have to kill her." Torey was screaming that. And then he says that he tells me that I have to come and finish her because, I'm also a part of this. So I have to come do my part. And that's what, here's the thing. Both boys said the exact same story about each other. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, all right. So he finally did confess, as you just read, and he said there was some evidence that was buried. If you want to go ahead and read
ooh.
this, Nicole. Now, this was buried just in the dirt at one of the properties there, and the cops went out there and uncovered it, and this is what they found.
Stick matches, a pair of black boots, a pair of rubber gloves, a pair of Athletics Works brand fingerless gloves, a melted down hydrogen peroxide bottle, a multicolored mask, a large dagger-type knife with a sheath, a silver and black handled knife with the signature of Sloan written on the inside, a small dagger-type of knife with a sheath, a black-handled serrated folding knife. Later DNA testing revealed that Stoddart's blood was present on this knife, a partly burned piece of paper with writing in pencil, a red and white mask. Later DNA testing revealed a partial DNA profile of Adamcik on the mask, a single black glove. Later DNA testing revealed a partial DNA profile from an unknown male, a pair of partially burned black Puma brand gloves. Later DNA testing revealed that Stoddart's blood had soaked into these gloves, a blue plastic garbage bag, a partially burned black long sleeve Hager brand dress shirt, a Calvin Klein black dress shirt. Later, DNA testing revealed that Stoddart's blood was present on the shirt cuff, a gray and white sock, a small piece of black cord.
All right, so let me show you the evidence right quick. I'm just going to run through it. There's one website you can go to, and I can't remember the name of it, that you can see all these photos.
Is it, oh shit, I forgot. Is it our website, talkmurder.com?
There you go.
Oh.
So here's your gloves. Here's one of the knives. You see there's a little blood on it. I don't know if you see that.
That's
you
like a sword.
This knife is the non-serrated knife. You see the blood on it? Mm. Here's another knife. There was 4 knives in total. Mm. Now, these are the mask. So just like the movie Scream, this one is like a white mask. It's got the blood coming down the eyes, and this is like a mask with the eyes. It's hard to see.
That mask above that one looks like the Kiss.
Yeah, Kiss, yeah. They also found this. Nicole, if you want to read that.
A Sony videotape. This videotape that was later repaired and straightened in order to make a playable and transcribed as above.
Y'all not want to see the fucking videos of this shit? What the fuck?
What are you?
I'm waiting on y'all to be like, oh my god, they found a videotape? Holy shit! What the fuck? You guys.
I'm recovering from that vodka shot. I don't do vodka,
man. They recorded everything.
What idiots?
Well, I don't think they recorded the murder. I've been trying to find it everywhere. I know they did, but I'm guaranteeing it's locked the fuck up.
If I'm glad that you can see that in the context of our podcast, because if you were just looking on the dark web for,
I do all the time.
How does one get to the dark web?
It's easy. You got to get a Tor browser.
I don't know what that means.
All right, so go to talkmurder.com to see these videos.
Like, I'm trying to get some tickets to Jimmy Buffett. Like, do you think they have cheap ones on the dark web?
Jen, can we do this?
That is not what the dark web is for.
Yeah, Jen, what the fuck? Dark web is for, ordering methamphetamine and having it shipped to
Babe!
Hello, Cassie. I'm getting you on tape, okay? Say hi, please.
That's his victim. They actually filmed. No, they were avid filmmakers and film buffs, as I said. So they actually kind of filmed the day up to the murder.
It seemed more like a documentary than anything. It was kind of weird.
He's supposed to be here at 7:30, and it's 8:19.
8:29.
He's an hour late. You don't even care, do you? Okay.
So these guys are obviously both in prison still. And actually, Brian, there's a good documentary that I'll embed on the talkmore.com, but he actually met Torey about 6 weeks before this happened. Now, this is him now.
I met Torey Adamcik in sophomore year. He started talking about the movie Scream, how it'd be cool to actually do a Scream type crime. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, have you ever, thought about that? I mean, I've thought about other things like, Columbine. And he really wasn't into that. And I was like, well, I could either be alone or I could join his plan and be with him and not be alone.
Wait, hold up. Can you pause that for a second?
He said he thought about Columbine.
And he said, or I could join his plan and not be alone. So he was thinking about shooting up his school? Like, that's not okay, bro. Like,
okay, now I'm going to get into this, but Columbine is actually, and it's still a subculture. 99% of people think, know that Columbine was a tragedy. They know 9/11 was a tragedy. But there's a subculture of people that want to be like that. Like those bowlheads from the Dylan Roof episode that want to be like him, So these are those people. It's a subculture that...
even though...
They were inspiring to be Columbine shooters.
So they wanted to shoot up their school?
Or at least this guy did, and he instead settled for murdering one girl.
I'm going to get to that, but okay. Here, this is, since we are already on that now, since you guys caught that, I'm going to play this. This is how he says, quote, I got really into Columbine.
I almost felt sympathetic for that kid until then.
He said, I thought about Columbine.
High school is a very hard time. I had no idea who I was. I had no idea where I fit in among my peers.
Same, bro.
I thought that I was
But now,
a nobody at my high school, and I wanted to be known. And so I tried all these different identities, and I couldn't, find an identity that I could not be pushed out of, I guess. So I got into Columbine.
We saw these two kids. They were white, and they have gone off
upwards of. All right, so you guys know Columbine, obviously.
you know what's rough?
I want to do that story really bad.
You know what's rough about Columbine? And maybe, should I save this for your Columbine episode?
No, but so if I do a Columbine story, I want to read, and I already have the book by Dylan Kybald, I believe is his name. His mother wrote a book called The Reckoning, I believe, and it's supposed to be really, really good.
You should also read She Said Yes.
I don't like rom-coms.
It's not a rom-com. It's about a girl who was killed because she said she believed in God.
September 22nd, 2006. We're skipping our fourth hour.
It says September 22nd, 2006. We're skipping our fourth hour.
You should be in class, young men.
We're not even plan right now.
He says, we're making a plan right now, and the other one says, I'm making a death list right now.
I'm sorry, Cassie's family, but she had to be the one.
What?
I'm sorry, Cassie's family, but she had to be the one.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
We have to stick with the plan. And she's perfect, so she's gonna die.
We have to stick to the plan. She's perfect, so she's gonna die.
I'm so angry right now. I don't even know how long it's been since I've been actually angry.
Look at him smiling.
Those fucking pricks. I can't. If they were in my school, I would yell at them so hard.
This is their friend. Cassie's their friend.
That's not okay. I yell at the student for the first
they're in the
time
same
the other day.
group. They're in the same clique.
Man, that's
fucked up.
I'm so disgusted right now.
Yeah, go to talkmore.com to see that. It's crazy.
This guy does not look like he's aged a bit, except he has a butch haircut. Are those her parents?
There should be no law against killing people. I know it's a wrong thing, but hell, you restrict somebody from it, they're gonna want it more.
We found our victim, and sad as it may be, she's our friend. But you know what? We all have to make sacrifices.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Our first victim is going to be Cassie Stoddart. She's going to be alone in a big, dark house out in the middle of nowhere.
Life is not a game. Life is not a fucking game. Oh my god, I'm so angry right now.
The fact that they put this on video.
Yeah, they're idiots. Why would you do this? Ugh, I'm so angry right now.
For the record, Jen is really angry.
I am too.
I'm just sorry for all the swearing. I'm just so mad. Pathetic. What is wrong with these people? I don't, man, I don't know. I haven't been this angry in a long time.
I'm angry because I don't have any more drink.
I was actually the individual who snuck downstairs and locked the basement door. And it's that one choice where I was just kind of going along with it. I really didn't stop and say, why am I doing this? I just did it. And that one thing that I did, started this whole thing. And that's something that is hard to deal with, because all I had to do was just not do that. And this may have never happened.
So that's Brian that you just heard. Now, if you watch this interview between him and the other guy
does not seem as remorseful.
Not only does not seem as remorseful, he's still blaming Brian for this whole thing. And I'm not going to play the interview. You can go watch it. But this guy, Brian, I actually do feel remorseful for him because he actually legitimately looks like he knows, he did fucking horrible thing.
I mean, I get that he feels that now, but he still committed the act. He was still contemplating committing an even worse act.
And we'll talk about that. But I'm saying, but I do believe in my heart that he is remorseful, because you can tell. I watched this video multiple times of his interviews, and he actually feels like he's a monster, like he did something just despicable. The other guy, he's still blaming. He's still in the blaming phase. Like, this was his fault. Like, and his parents are all like, he should be out of prison. Like, his mom wrote a book about how he should be out of prison. I'm like, dude, your mom's a bitch. How about that?
If I had enough time in my life to write a book,
I was like, I'm not going to fucking read this book. I would never fucking read this book.
I don't even know.
Your son should be out of prison for doing this? Like, are you fucking high?
I don't even know what I would write about if I had enough time to write a book.
She wasn't screaming, but in my head I could hear that. And I know she screamed before it happened to her. And but in my memories I have, she's screaming.
So, I mean, just a fucking mess, right?
That's really sad. And I do feel like I get the sense that he is remorseful now. At least he is. But it doesn't change
one more video.
What he did.
One more video, and then we'll talk about the sentencing. This is after they killed her.
I just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a fucking joke.
I'm shaking.
I stabbed her in the throat, and I saw
And
her
he's the one that's remorseful.
just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck. That felt like fucking real. I mean, it went by so fast.
Shut the fuck up. We gotta get our act straight.
Okay.
Interesting, because he seems like almost like the mastermind in this video.
So, quote, dude, I just killed Cassie. That's what the video said. So it's like the video you're watching now is them leaving the home of the murder. Okay, they murdered her. They didn't plan to bury her body. They didn't plan to dispose it. They murdered her right there on the carpet, right there, stabbed her to death, left her, did no preparation with cleaning fingerprints or anything, and then their plan was to go buy movie tickets for an alibi. Again, this is the video of them saying, dude, quote, dude, I just killed Cassie. Like, it's almost not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking video games.
It's kind of like when we say things on this podcast that get added to the bloopers because we think they're really funny, but then you listen back and it's like, that was really dumb.
Eek.
But like, also it's worse because they actually murdered somebody. Like, I can't. Why would you? Why?
I'm glad that they did so they can get put in fucking jail.
No, I'm glad that the right people will get justice.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. Let's go ahead and talk about that. There's 38 states right now that permit life in prison without parole for juveniles. Now, remember the DC sniper case?
Yeah.
The DC sniper case, I actually went back and looked it up.
Right.
I was correct. There is no state in the United States that permits the death penalty for anyone under 18. I don't care if you're 17 days and 364. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're under 18 by a minute, you don't get the death penalty.
Good. I mean,
but now we're looking at something else. We're looking at 38 states that permit life in prison for minors. Now,
Idaho is one of them.
Idaho is one of them. But this is a very touchy subject because
for a second I forgot we weren't in Canada, but okay.
Because Jen, I mean,
True that.
as a educational
As an educator,
whatever your job is.
Well, I mean, I'm a counselor. I'm not really an educator. I don't really educate.
You're molding minds.
Let's stop bragging.
I'm not bragging.
Whatever
I'm
you
trying
do,
to
Jen,
find.
you understand that at 16, your brain is not fully developed. I know when my brain at 16 was completely different now.
Your brain is actually not fully formed until you age 25.
There you go, Jen. So why is this guy in prison for life? Why are both these kids in prison for life?
Young in comparison.
Why are both of these Why are both of these kids rotting in prison for life, Jen?
Because their
brains weren't fully developed, as you just said.
No, but you form an idea of what's right versus what's wrong.
But they're very impressionable. They believed in Columbine. You think the guy you just saw interviewing right now, the Brian, the one that was one of the stabbers, you think he's like, oh my God, I want to be Columbine so bad right now at the age of what, 30? No.
No, I didn't say that. But I mean, were either of them getting help? Were they seeking, like,
they're 16. Jen, the help they're getting is in marijuana, dime bags of marijuana, some of their daddy's porno
tapes. But it
tapes.
doesn't have to be that way.
But it is for a lot of people. You got to understand. The question I want to ask tonight is, because I'm really on a knife's edge about this. I'm on the fence about this. Should a person that is under 18, a 16-year-old or younger that has a undeveloped mind, because I know when I was 16, I was fucking vandalizing shit. I was smoking all kinds of drugs. I was doing all kinds of stupid shit.
You semi-turn things around.
Exactly, but should someone of 16 that committed this horrible act be in prison for life? Like, that's their one chance and they're done. Because remember the Shannon Scherer, the witchcraft case?
I was just going to go there. And I think that's fucking wrong that they were released.
I actually do not agree, respectfully. No. I believe that she is... I believe that is a good thing that she's released.
I don't.
And I know, and that's the point I want to make with this episode. That's the unique selling point, if you will. Should a minor that committed this act, because they're young, stupid, impressionable as fuck, they saw the movie Scream and wanted to act it out. Basically, that's what it is.
They also wanted to act out Columbine, which could have been many more deaths.
Guys, listen,
than just
this
one.
is what they did with the murder, okay? They turned the lights on and off. They cut the power on and off, just like the movie Scream. Then they busted out the back window in the basement, trying to get her to come down. When she didn't, they went up there with mask and a knife. Does that sound familiar? It's the movie Scream.
It's the movie.
They're impressionable. They're very impressionable. They're 16 years old. I'm saying they did something very awful, but should they spend 100 years until they're dead in prison?
How long do you think they should spend in jail?
I think they should, honestly, I think they should be in jail till they're about 50. That's it. Because, I mean, when I was 16, I was completely different. Dude, I could have been charged with anything. Literally. I mean, I got away with so much shit. I was a complete shithead. Literally complete fucking shithead. You know, just
I know you were.
completely
Sometimes
defiant
you still are.
to the cops.
But
and
I'm just
I know,
gonna
but
say,
I'm saying right now, like, I'm completely different. My brain is completely redone.
And I'm glad that you're completely different. But I am of the belief that
at 16, though,
consequences,
16.
Actions have consequences, and a life of murdering someone, no matter, I don't care how old you are. And I've heard Jen say this too, and I don't know if she's going to say something different. A life is a life, and I'm sorry, I don't care what the fuck kind of position you've been put in, but you've taken a life.
All right, Jen, I want to hear what you say.
And so life in prison, I think, is valid. I don't know if you can contribute to society in prison, but I do not want you out walking in society.
Yeah, but I don't. I can honestly see that these guys would never.
I agree that one guy.
I mean, you have someone like the Evil Brothers that was 25, killing people and raping 12-year-old girls.
And I get that one
and
dude,
he's out on parole, and then you have this guy that did it at 16, like a fucking dumbass.
I know, and I totally see that he is remorseful, and that I recognize that at least
the other
that
guy
one
not
dude,
so much.
Yes, I at least recognize that the one dude is remorseful and he knows he made a bad decision. But regardless, he made a not just a bad decision. He made the worst fucking decision that he could make. No,
at 16,
it's permanent.
There's no.
It is still a permanent decision that he made to take someone else's life.
Right,
and so sorry that you have to waste your life in fucking prison. It's my tax dollars that you're in fucking prison. But I'd rather you be in fucking prison than to walk free. So it's kind of similar to when I think about like an insanity plea versus a sane. Like to me, it also still doesn't matter. I like that person. Regardless of their mental state, their age, whatever, I don't think, no matter how remorseful they are today, they have the opportunity to be a free person.
If you had the time to, and not just like in a 15-minute period, to be like, oh yeah, I think it's a good idea to kill Cassie. Like, you literally wrote this out, you planned it,
Recorded it
on video.
But they're 16.
I
dude.
understand they're 16. I
Holy
understand.
shit.
You know what right from wrong.
Do you though?
You do.
Yes.
Yes, you know.
You know
But
it.
you know, but you don't understand the finality of your decision.
You know.
That's what I'm
All right,
saying.
all right, everyone be quiet. Here's the thing. No. I'm fucking serious, okay? You know, but if you care, that's something else.
A life is a life, and that doesn't change how well you understand the true consequences of your
I'm
actions.
saying I don't think they should spend the entire lifetime in prison. That's a waste of, number one, our tax dollars.
I think regardless, it's a fucking waste.
I mean, you're gonna spend tax dollars for the execution as well.
No, I would not execute them either. I would. I mean,
you would
it
let them
sucks,
go.
but at 50 years old, like, they have killed someone at 16. Like, the family's over it. Everyone's over it.
I don't think the family
one's
ever gets over it.
I know they're not over it, but I'm saying, like, this guy, I think they're just fucking dumb. I think they're like the Shannon
They
Sherritt
are
case.
dumb.
I really believe
And
that
I believe that she should have stayed in prison.
I do not. That's
do.
my personal opinion. So
I do.
Hell, you restrict somebody from it, they're gonna want it back.
Hell
We
yeah.
found her victim,
Okay,
and
so yeah, let's make murder
Saturday,
legal.
Listen.
Yeah.
She's our friend, but you know what? We all have to make sacrifices. Our first victim is going to be Cassie Stoddart. She's going to be alone in
So
a
they would
big
have murdered
desert
more.
house out in the middle of nowhere. How perfect can you get? I mean, like, holy shit, dude.
I'm horny just thinking about it.
Ew,
Yeah.
gross.
I'm 9.
Quote, I'm horny just thinking about it. Just thinking about
And they
I'ma stab you.
would have murdered more people.
Our
Now,
first victim. The key words there are our first victim is Cassie Stoddart.
Did I don't think you were in here, Nicole. I think you were away when Jen was reading, but they said that they were going to murder Matt too, the boyfriend. I don't know if you saw
No.
that. You didn't see that. Their plan was to murder Matt. Here, I'll go back just for a second. It says,
September 22nd, 2006 at 9:53:30 p.m. It is dark and Draper and Adamcik are sitting in a car. Draper, we're here in this car. The time is 9:50, September 22nd, 2006. Unfortunately, we have the grueling task of killing two friends.
two friends.
And they
two
are
friends.
right in that house down the street. Adamcik, we just talked to them. We were there for an hour, but Draper, we checked out the whole house. We know there's lots of doors. There's lots of places to hide in. I unlocked the back doors. It's all unlocked. But now we just need to wait until, we're really nervous right now, but, we're ready.
And in the note that you saw earlier, the burn up note, it said, quote, is Home Alone stop out? No, it's burnt, so I can't read all of it. Stop out the house, runs into Torey. We murder Cassie is home alone. Brian chases her, kill her. If Cassie plus Matt come, kill Matt. Quote, kill Matt. That's what the note says. So they were going to kill both.
I stabbed her in the throat, and I saw her lifeless body just disappear. Dude, I just killed Cassie.
Dude, I just killed Cassie. Crazy.
Brian is the one that killed her, but Torey is the one that
They
planned
both
it.
killed her. Remember those I literally read you the autopsy.
You're right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot.
So,
okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
never mind.
No, it's good. It's
Never mind,
good you
never
asked that, but let me go back right quick. And I want to say about the knives. I mean, I know we have McDonald's in there that we're trying to eat, but because I love my fans and I'm going to forfeit the McDonald's right quick, to say that they actually bought 4 different knives at a pawn shop to do this. So both of them were in the stabbings, 100%. Like, we all know that. Around August 31, 2006, now this is from the state versus both of them. They were separate trials. So state versus
Adamcik.
Adamcik and the state versus Draper, yeah. So around August 31st, 2006, Joe Lucero, he's an 18-year-old boy, gets a call from Torey Adamcik asking to buy some knives from him. They decide to both go to the local pawn shop. Now, this guy, Joe Lucero, he's not involved in the murder whatsoever. He's just, a friend that was like, yeah, I'll go ride with you to buy some knives. They go to the local pawn shop. Draper stopped at the ATM and he actually paid he got $45 out, he got $45 out of the ATM. What ATM were you at?
Yeah, who gives fives?
I was like, what the fuck?
Like if that existed, I would totally get $5
dude.
every week, man.
No shit.
That's my problem is that you.
But so the $3 surcharge. Yeah. He paid $45 for the knives, and then the other boy, Torey, paid only $5. I'm sure he's broke. But anyway, you saw the knives earlier. So basically what I'm saying is they're both completely in on it. They wanted to kill both individuals. Now let's talk about the sentencing right quick. Both tried as adults. There were 2 charges for both murder, first-degree murder, and conspiracy to commit murder because, they found the videotapes.
Right.
Now, Draper had fixed life imprisonment for murder and a life sentence with 30 years fixed for the conspiracy charge. Okay, so fixed life for murder means you're going to stay in there until you're dead. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, Draper does appeal to the court, to the judge, he actually put 7 different issues, and I'm not really good at the legalese. I'm sorry. And plus, a lot of people just want to hear about murder. They don't care about lawyer shit. But basically, it was stuff like the police interview. They didn't have the parents there and stuff like that. He's a minor, stuff like that. So it's 7 different issues he appealed, but the judge denied all of them, and they also denied the other boys' appeals too. The defense brought up a couple issues. Number 1, brain development. This is from the Idaho State Journal right here. This was a very interesting article about basically should minors be put in prison, because of, and they had a neuroscientist come and talk about, as Jen said earlier, your brain doesn't actually get fully developed until you're 25. I really want to know what you guys think. If you're listening out there, go to our Facebook page and tell me if you think I'm out of bounds by saying this, but, do you believe that a minor, 16, 17, or, I've even seen cases of 13-year-olds spending life in prison. What's the age limit that you think they should spend life in prison? Because we got 38 states now that permit life in prison for juveniles, and no states permit death penalty. But do those other states have it right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
So they both got life in prison.
They're both in prison
without
for
parole.
life. Life in prison
It's
without
done.
parole. Yeah, they're in prison for life.
I'm cool with it.
You're cool with it. I'm not, and that's definitely the differences between society, because a lot of people aren't cool with it. They're kids. They're dumbass kids. They were impressionable. I don't think this guy is like reading every Columbine book, wishing he could be there anymore. I think
he was.
Here's the thing.
He was at 16, yes. And I was fucking, what I was reading at 16?
So would you
Mad magazines and goddamn porno mags.
So would you have a different opinion, though, if he killed 13 people instead of 1 person?
That's a really good question. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest.
Like if he did fulfill his Columbine dream.
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that.
Here are my thoughts.
I don't think society needs them to be let out. Because that's one of those. Yeah, it's like the DC snipers, man. Like, come on, like you were a young, but dude, you can't get let out because like you committed a national tragedy.
It doesn't, to an extent, it matters about the brain development, yes, and what they truly understand is the finality and the consequence. However, there is still the justification and the understanding that there is a life that was taken and diminished, and there is a fucking consequence for that, no matter how old you are when you commit that act.
Even 10?
Even 10.
10 years old, life in prison.
Holy
honestly,
fuck, guys.
10 years old.
Like, do a case. Do it, John.
Dude, I was like
do
fucking...
it, Future John, where there's a case where there's a young kid.
I would never
and there's
put him
a
in...
kid killer.
At 10 years old?
Do it. Do it. Do it, fucking John. I dare you. And
what
make
the
me
fuck?
think
Life
otherwise.
in prison for a 10 years
right
old.
now, at 16, and they're thinking about making a Columbine-type act where they're going to kill more than one person.
I say they're fucking impressionable.
They are thinking about killing even more than one person.
You know why? Because the media fucking blows them up, man.
They still committed an act of murder. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
So even at 5 years old, they'd be in fucking prison
5
for
years
life.
old, they would not, because they don't understand.
They don't understand.
Well, so when is the fucking standard? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Tell me a fucking age.
I don't know, but
They need a
I
standard.
think the video that you showed
Is
that
them
has-
being fucking
they're
teenagers.
being
They're
teenagers,
more
but
than
they're
one
planning.
meeting.
They're thinking about killing other people. It does at some point. It almost doesn't fucking matter.
Let's go on. I want to know what you guys
There's
think.
a
Go to our
difference.
Facebook page.
There's
You
a
can-
difference.
You can email me at... I'm not going to give you my email because I don't want to hear this shit. But anyway, this is the last thing we're talking about.
Contact me, Jen
Paranormal
Collins.
investigators. Wow, this footage is incredible. And honestly, ghosts don't exist. I think it's all bullshit. I know
I've
Jen
seen a
believes it.
ghost.
I know Jen gets touched by ghosts at night when we all go to bed.
It
But
happened. It happened. It was at the haunted jail. It happened.
it's like, what's his name?
Casper?
No, the fucking sexy dude touching, doing the clay molding.
Oh, Patrick
Ghost.
Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
That's on Amazon Prime right
Patrick Swayze comes into Jen's room every night and fucking
No,
fondles
we're
her.
at the haunted jail, and a cord touched my foot. It did. It happened. What is this? footage?
Okay, so look at this shit. This is at the high school. This is a
Or
few
poor
years later.
McDonald's.
Now, this, honestly, I don't believe in this ghost shit because you know what? It's not real. It's
I
not
do. I
in the
believe in ghosts.
possibility of physics.
It is.
And it's fucking
There are
ridiculous.
multiple realms.
Anyway, if I was going to believe in it, I'd probably believe in this video. Go to talkmurder.com to see this.
I want to get that flickering.
Cindy walks.
So the lights flicker on and off.
That happens in my office every day.
Just listen, watch the hall right here.
No,
You
it's
see
gonna
the
be
store?
a video where something.
No, you see the
pops out
store?
at
Did
me.
you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that?
now.
You see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that, Jen?
No.
Jen, open your eyes.
I saw it.
All right, look, Jen. Look at this door.
Okay.
Look, do you see that going out? The lights flicker off,
Okay. Let's flicker off.
and you didn't see it. All right, Jen, look. Really close. Don't blink.
See it? I see
You
it.
see it,
Oh,
Jen?
yeah.
So then the lights flicker off as soon as that thing goes out there. So there was like something, like it looked kind of like a I don't know, like
An apparition?
I don't fucking know. It looked like a fakery to me. But anyway, apparently the school's haunted. And if you read this article, this is from Q13 Fox, and these two
Ghost hunters.
self-proclaimed ghost hunters, you know, with no degrees in science or probably anything else, talk about how ghosts are real.
Ghosts are fucking real. Okay. Fuck you.
But anyway, if you want to go see that video, because that's pretty compelling. Now, these were security camera videos, and I watched the videos of them talking about it. Security cam videos are actually the hardest to fake. Number one, because this is at a school. Who the fuck is going to go in here and fuck with this? You know what I'm saying?
I saw that.
Yeah, so you saw it. And so basically the lights flicker off and then the flicker back on. Then you see this little orb or whatever the fuck.
It was like
More like an apparition.
It's like I don't know, like
just like the
An
it's
energy
like a
field.
little fog or something.
yeah, like fog is
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in, and
And
it's
then-
very obvious. Actually,
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Go to
The video is
talkmurder.com to see it.
The video is 100% real. It's not doctored. And if you definitely want to see a ghost, anyway, the reason I'm saying this is because Idaho's full of ghosts. I don't know if you guys, I did a little research on it. It's full
I've
of
never
ghosts.
been to Idaho.
But apparently this may be Cassie Jo. You know, maybe. I'm just saying it's a little stretch, but there is a ghost that was discovered after she died, and that was it. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button on whatever podcasting app you use. If you like the story, you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're absolutely obsessed with this podcast and want to become our killer, go to talkmurder.com/join, become a Talk Ghost Primo, get a badass t-shirt, sticker, swag, a lot of love, shout it out all over the place. Tell me what story you want me to do. I'll research it dedicated to you on Talk Murder Me podcast. My name is Johnny, Regina, and Nicole. Until next time, be kind. Please rewind.
Ever buy anything from Apple?
Hey, is that
you should use WikiBuy.
No.
It's a
I don't want to use fucking WikiBuy, idiot.
Hit the button.
Got fucking Amazon. You're not cool enough.
Apparently not.
So,
were you the first one in your school to have one?
Shut up. Yes, I was. You had a problem with that? Okay, well, you just whip out your penis and then I'll let you take control.
Just like there's a fine line between like poking fun and being mean.
Yes, John.
Don't look at me.
But
how was I being mean? You were laughing. If anything, you're an enabler.
No, I was not talking about that. I was talking about earlier.
With the
like
6
I
people?
said,
6 people.
It was funny, but because you had done too many jabs
I know.
beforehand without Jen being able to jab you, because you get too mad at Jen when she jabs you.
Even though my
then
jabs are usually pretty good.
Okay, Jen, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. No, when you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're at a disadvantage. Never mind. Never mind. Well, I mean, I guess that's pretty accurate.
No, Jen, don't be like, oh, I got to be mature because I'm like a teacher or whatever the hell you do.
I'm a counselor. Thank you very much. And it's actually National School Counseling Week. And you know what?
Shot.
We can finish this.
Shot.
Everybody!
I do want some fries, man.
Babe, you've been doing so good.
I know, but fuck, man, some fries would be great. Jen, we should fucking fry it out. Yeah.
We do have an air fryer.
You just ruined the whole moment
potatoes.
here, Jen.
Oh.
You ruined the entire thing. I was like,
fries. McDonald's.